Hello everyone. Good afternoon. According to my time zone, um, I felt I should make a YouTube video today about the biggest company. First of all, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Fabric, so please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can all grow. So I felt I should I felt I should make a video about the biggest company in the world that most people don't know about. And I discovered today or a few hours ago about this company, and it terrifies me that a single company could be that big, that rich, that powerful, yet nobody knows about them. Like they operate in the shadows. They are so powerful that they control the stock market, the bonds, everything. And I know you're probably wondering by now, what is the name of this so-called or this big company that we've never heard about? Well, the name of that company is Blackrock. The name is Blackrock. The name looks so simple. It's funded by Larry Fink. He's also the current CEO and one of the founders. I think it's founded by a couple of people, and those people are still the owners today. But the CEO is Larry Fink. He's an American. The BlackRock company is an American company, and I want to tell you about this big company that you've not heard of. Uh, BlackRock is the biggest company you've probably never heard of. BlackRock was formed. BlackRock was formed by the founder and CEO Larry Fink in 1988 in New York City as a risk management and fixed income institutional asset manager. Now, it is the world's largest asset manager with over 10 trillion currently in its portfolio. The company is worth over $10 trillion. You have to understand this. Currently, the world's market is around 40 trillion, and this company alone is worth $10 trillion. So they control one over four of the world market. That's much for a company. According to Market Watch, there is around currently 40 trillion in circulation around the world, which means that BlackRock manages a quarter of the world's money. Forget Tesla, forget Amazon, uh, forget their eccentric space. So forget their eccentric spacefaring CEOs like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Page, and the rest of them. Forget about all those people. BlackRock and his comparatively reclusive CEO are the biggest players on the global financial stage. So, how did BlackRock become the largest asset manager in the world, and what does it mean for the current and future world economy? They're like a media monolith. So, BlackRock and Vanguard are two of the biggest straight passive fund asset management firms. The third, which is the State Street, is owned by BlackRock, whose largest shareholder is Vanguard. So, by all this, it means that all road leads to BlackRock. BlackRock and Vanguard are the two of the biggest. They are two of the biggest three passive fund asset management. The third one, State Street, is owned by BlackRock, whose largest shareholder is Vanguard. So BlackRock, the largest shareholder of BlackRock is Vanguard, and the third one is State Street, still owned by BlackRock. So everything is all about BlackRock. Okay. Vanguard is the largest shareholder of BlackRock. Vanguard itself, on the other hand, has a unique structure that makes its ownership more difficult to discern. But many of the oldest and richest families in the world can be linked to Vanguard funds. So Vanguard and BlackRock are top of the two owners of the Time Warner, Comcast, Disney, News Corp, four of the six media companies that control more than 90% of the US media landscape, which was said by Janet Cooperman in Common Reader article. So together, BlackRock and Vanguard own 18% of Fox News, 16% of CBS, 13% of Commerce, which owns NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, and the Sky Media Group. Now they also own BlackRock also own 12% of CNN and 12% of Disney. Now, which owns a number of subsidiaries. Now, I don't want to talk about Tesla, Space Inc. because BlackRock owns about I don't know, like about 6 or 9% of Tesla. Practically any company in the world you want to talk about, you will call. BlackRock has a greater percentage of their stock. They are an investor. They own highest percentage. So they control how things happen or what happens. So this, I don't want to get emotional. So let me just stay focused. So I don't want to talk about. I'm just telling you about the news medias and how powerful this company is. They they control everything you see. That's how powerful they are. Now, media behemoths that may present themselves as rivals are in reality owned by the same company. So even the rivals, they own it. The editorial authority of BlackRock in the companies in which it has a stake is debatable, but the point is that it can direct narratives globally, and influence geopolitics at the grandest of scales. Now, what is BlackRock's magic journey? While BlackRock and Vanguard shape media landscape of the world, BlackRock's secret weapon, an advanced trading algorithm called Aladdin, they have an AI they called Aladdin, has been shaping the global markets for decades. The extensive technology program, which by some estimates operates more than $21.6 trillion in assets, was created by so it, Aladdin was created by Fink and several colleagues in 1988. Aladdin is an acronym for asset, liability, debt, and derivative investment network. That is the meaning of the acronym Aladdin. A program that executes an average of 250,000 trades per day. This program executes 250,000 trades per day. That is the genie of BlackRock. Now, Aladdin executes trades in every asset class across every industry and directs the actions of the Federal Reserve and almost every major US banks. It controls over half of ETFs, 70% of the bond market, and 10% of the stock market. It collects data points on every market, every company, and every asset, and uses machine learning to calculate which trades to make in less time than it takes. It calculates which trade to make in less time than it takes for your brain to send an electric signal through your nervous system to your fingers. The network that makes up Aladdin is approximately 5,000 supercomputers that now act as a central nervous system for the world's most sophisticated investors and asset managers. It's a nervous system, or the central nervous system, which is like the spine. It doesn't mean there are no branches, so it's over 5,000 supercomputers. I want you to understand. And every major bank and fund has come to rely on Aladdin and its powerful AI to beat the market, which raises several fundamental questions about the nature of our fragile financial system. See, so when you are a crypto trader, a forex trader, and somehow you believe in your mind that you could beat, there's something you could do and beat the market, is a lie. You can't. These guys control the world market. They control the trading market. So they control practically everything. So there is no way you can beat them. Even if you like go against the market, go boo, go whatever you want to go, you will not beat them. So the hands of the few. If Aladdin's network were to be hacked, it could have a swift and catastrophic impact on global economy. The more existential problem is the monopoly this algorithm has created. This is very AI Aladdin. It's enjoying monopoly. So BlackRock essentially rents out its proprietary golden goose to the world's highest bidders, mostly large hedge funds and mega banks. So this paradigm leaves smaller investors as a major disadvantage and gives companies like BlackRock and Vanguard license to steer the economy as they seem fit. So you see, they are so powerful, you can't beat them. There is absolutely nothing you can do to beat BlackRock. And the funny thing is that most of you do not even know that As soon as BlackRock appears as one of your shareholders, your company stands out from the crowd and gains a huge amount of prestige. Once these people invest in your company, you are good. You are going for you are a major, rich, big person in the world. So when you are the owner like Larry Fink, you can talk as equals with the director of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) or the head of a state. So Mr. Fink has already been received twice at LC since the election of Emmanuel Macron. World leaders call him, beckon on him because your economy depends on him. He doesn't need you, but you need him. And these are billionaires that are in the shadows. So when you talk about the richest people in the world, I wouldn't say it's Elon Musk and the rest. But then they tell you it's Elon Musk, so you take it's about look at the companies all over the world. These own everything from beginning to the end. They have the keys to the city. So when global financial crisis hits, I want to tell you another part what they did some few years back. When the global financial crisis hit, Aladdin was called upon by every major bank, as well as the Federal Reserve and U.S. Treasury. The U.S. government called Aladdin to figure out which assets to keep and let go of at a bare system cost to a New York-based global investment bank, security trading and brokerage firm that failed in 2008 and was subsequently sold to JP Morgan Chase. Now, the success Aladdin had in almost single-handedly stopping the world from experiencing complete financial collapse earned its prestigious place among the world's governing body. Aladdin was given free rein to decide what to do with $2 trillion that was printed in the wake of the Great Recession. So the majority of it was allocated to bonds and funding to prop up the mortgage companies and majority of it was allocated to bonds and funding to prop up the mortgage companies and bank assets, which BlackRock was already heavily invested. In 2017, Fink, which is the CEO, launched a new project at BlackRock called Monarch, which replaced the majority of his firm's fund managers with algorithms. So now, practically, what it means is that over 70% of all the US stock market trades are executed by robots, according to Investopedia. So now, robots are over 70% of the fund managers. So they execute these trades and everything. So there is no way you as a human being can beat an AI, a robot. You can't outthink him, you can't outsmart him, because he makes decisions in nanoseconds and is fast. It's a program. There is no way. The influence of BlackRock and its all-powerful algorithm cannot be overstated. As of 2021, at least 3 executives from BlackRock operate notable positions in President Joe Biden's cabinet. Biden appointed BlackRock executive Brian Deese as the head of the National Economic Council, and Adewale Adeyemo, former chief of staff to BlackRock's chief executive, is the top official at Treasury Department. So, why AI program become more sophisticated, possibly to the point of becoming sentient? Aladdin has been quietly shaping the world's economy, making the largest asset managers even bigger and bailing out entire government. So the era of AI isn't coming. It has been here for decades, and it is now so integrated into our financial system that the world depends on it and might collapse without it. So that's essential.